Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert Rutledge. I am an aspiring video game music composer, and today I'd like to tell you a little bit about my backstory. So this video is going to be divided into two parts. The first part will be about my childhood and my love of video games. The second part will be about my teenage years and my love of music. So let's jump right in. All right, so basically, I don't even really remember the first time I started playing video games. It's just something kind of like, I think I was so young that I don't really remember it. But I remember when I was like, I think 6, I got a Super Nintendo from my uncle, and that was really fun. I played a lot of Super Mario World. So, what was your first console? Leave a comment down below. And I was always a Nintendo kid. I played lots of Mario, Pokemon, Donkey Kong, and then a little later on, I played Metroid, Legend of Zelda, and Star Fox. So, one game that really had a huge impact on me as a child was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Basically, my older brother and I had two friends who were also brothers who lived across the street from us. And I remember we went over one time, and I just really remember being blown away by the music. I think it expanded my musical horizons because at this point I was just listening to like NSYNC and Britney Spears and radio pop stuff. It was like, wow, I want to do this. I want music to be part of my life. So shortly after, I picked up the flute because I wanted to be like Link, and ocarina wasn't a choice, but flute was the closest thing. So I didn't get too serious about flute. I played it in the school band. And I think this was an important part in my musical journey because I kind of learned how music kind of works, how to read music. I never got super into it. It wasn't until like 3 or 4 years later, my two best friends and I decided we wanted to be the next Green Day, and I got delegated to the drums, which, I didn't really want to play the drums originally, but I ended up being okay with it. And I took lessons with my friend's dad, who was my friend who was supposed to be the bassist. And then I took drum lessons with a professional, Lee McKinney, and I got really good. Decent, I guess I'd say. And my friends never really followed through for whatever reason. But then in junior high school, by this point, I had pretty much dropped the flute and been fully committed to the drums. I remember trading in my flute for a crash cymbal, and at that point, no more flute. And this guy in, I think, 7th or 8th grade asked me to join his band. And it was kind of odd because I knew who he was, but we weren't friends or anything. And he was just looking for a drummer for his rock band, and I was the drummer. Basically, all throughout junior high and high school, music became the reason I got up in the morning. I was drumming in, numerous ensembles, bands, rock bands, the school band, pit orchestra, marching band. My school band teacher even invited me to play in a British brass band, which was pretty interesting. So any musical opportunity that presented itself, I took it. There's a meme out there with stick figures, and there's a drummer, and then there's like a guitarist, and the guitarist asks the drummer, "Hey, you want to join my band?" The drummer's stick figure responds, "I'm already in 7 bands, sorry." So that was my life basically in high school. When I wasn't performing music, I was going to concerts of other musicians to check them out. And that was the time of my life, really. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, high school were the worst years of my life." I don't want to be that guy who's like, "Oh, I peaked in high school," but I honestly do feel that way sometimes. So yeah, I think that's enough for one day. I'd like to make some more videos like this. And yeah, I'd see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and have a great day.